This new trend is bad in a lot of different and exciting ways, which we're going to walk you through right now. No, wait. Now! Hi again, it's me. So, just for starters, that stated goal of these doorbell services helping to make you more secure, as in the primary reason for them to exist, is probably a lie. We'll just get that out of the way immediately. Ring claims its cameras drastically reduce crime, but the data behind that claim is shaky and secretive at best, and completely wrong at worst. In early 2015, Ring founder and CEO Jamie Siminoff approached the nonprofit Wilshire Park Association in Los Angeles and offered to give hundreds of neighborhood residents a free Ring doorbell. But since the company was brand new at the time, and I want to attach a camera that is always on to your front door is a creepy thing to say, not many residents took the deal. And so Ring only ended up installing around 40 cameras, which is less than hundreds. Nevertheless, in March 2016, the company proudly announced their definitely scientific results.
In Los Angeles, police revealing a 6-month pilot program using the tool helped reduce burglaries in one neighborhood by more than 50%.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Compared to the same time the previous year, that particular neighborhood had a significant reduction in burglaries, approximately 55%.
Okay, first of all, mix your fucking audio better. It's not hard. Probably. Do we sound okay? It's a new space. I don't know. But heckers, a 50% reduction is pretty good, right? I mean, just look at that very official graph. The big arrow, it's pointing down, you see, proving that crime is down. That's why the pie chart, which I guess represents crime levels, is more orange, because orange is the universal color for less crime. And you know how whenever we show a reduction over time, we use pie charts? And yet, amazingly, despite this clearly scientific chart labeled last year, crime, Ring refused to supply any actual data backing up that remarkable claim when asked about it. However, when the LAPD carried out further analysis of the Wilshire Park project, they found only a 21% decrease in crime compared to the year before. Even after normalizing the data with fancy statistical analysis like long division and witchcraft to account for the surrounding area experiencing an increase in burglaries over the same time, they still only found a 42% reduction compared with other neighborhoods, which I'm pretty sure it's not 55%. So while Ring claims their product has a positive impact on crime rates, the data supporting them is dubious and vague, and the company is suspiciously tight-lipped when it comes to providing any more information. Not only that, but even if we grant that Ring's 55% figure is totally true, the effects don't seem to last. In 2017, Wilshire Park suffered more burglaries than in any of the previous 7 years. And this is all the evidence we have that these devices, now in 20 million households, do the thing that they claim to do. I say devices because I'm not just talking about Ring, even though I'm definitely going to be singling out Ring cameras specifically, but everything I'm saying here is pretty much applicable to Google's Nest Cam and any other off-brand video doorbell you can find. The episode's title might be like, Ring Doorbell Sucks, actually, but that's just so we can get those sweet, sweet branded SEO clicks, baby. Come on! But also, Ring specifically does suck, and boy, we will be talking about why that is right now? Yeah, right now. For example, on top of making the cameras that don't actually work very well, Ring works directly with hundreds of police departments across the country. And if at this point you still need me to explain why that isn't such a hunky-dory thing to do, you might be watching the wrong show. Despite marketing themselves as a private security system meant to help citizens protect themselves, the company has partnered with over 1,800 police departments since 2018. And counting! That's a lot! Too many, one could say. And when police partner with Ring, they are required to promote its products and to allow Ring to approve everything they say about the company. In exchange, they get access to Ring's law enforcement neighborhood portal, an interactive map that allows police to request camera footage directly from residents without obtaining a warrant. Conversely, the company has helped organize police package theft sting operations, coached police on how to obtain footage without a warrant, and allowed them access to anything being posted on their Neighbors app, which we will be talking about right actually now, a little later. It's so bad that in 2020, the House Committee on Oversight and Reform wrote a letter to the Ring's parent company, otherwise known as Amazon, demanding answers. The letter reads, "The subcommittee is seeking more information regarding why cities and law enforcement agencies enter into these agreements before immediately answering its own question," continuing, "The answer appears to be that Ring gives them access to a much wider system of surveillance than they could build themselves, and Ring allows law enforcement access to a network of surveillance cameras on private property without the expense to taxpayers of having to purchase, install, and monitor those cameras. Because we did it for them. You see, it's like 1984 dystopian state that everyone got to help make." Seems pretty fucking obvious that cops would absolutely love their own private security network built from private citizens' home security systems. It's been said before, but it's pretty fucking wild that in 15 years, we went from that scene in The Dark Knight where Wayne the Bruce Batman destroys his secret phone tap machine because it's too powerful to ever be used by anyone, even him, to just everyone agreeing to do exactly that, but nationwide and with cops, the lesser form of Batmen. And not only does Ring work with these shitty Batfolk, but like with the crime stats, it's suspiciously conservative with how much information it gives to the public. In fact, in documents sent to the police in Illinois, Ring specifically instructed agencies not to tell the public how the information is shared. According to the company, the user has to agree to share surveillance footage with police, and police never have direct access to your device. However, their privacy policy states that Ring may provide personal information without notice in connection with an investigation of suspected or actual illegal activity. So, the opposite of the other thing they said. And also, to establish, exercise, or defend the company's legal rights, and also when they believe disclosure is necessary or appropriate to prevent physical or other harm or financial loss. And yes, amazingly, they do define personal information as including content and related information that is captured and recorded when using our products and services, such as video or audio recordings, live video or audio streams, images, comments, and data our products collect from their surrounding environments to perform their functions, such as motion, events, temperature, and ambient light. In other words, any footage. So who's allowed to see what, with whose permission, seems up in the air at absolute best. What we do know, though, is not great. One investigation into Ring's relationship with law enforcement found that for over a year, the company provided police with a map showing where its video doorbells were installed down to the fucking street. So not technically providing specific addresses of users to cops, but pretty damned close. Kind of like how if your neighbor took a shit on your roof, it isn't technically the same as them shitting in your house, but you would still be mad about it. You know, like if it slid down your gutter onto the driveway. Owning a home would be cool, though. Ring eventually disabled this feature, or at least heavily cut back its specificity, but not until it had partnered with at least 335 police departments, which is, 335 too many police departments to know exactly where you live. In emails to a California police department in August 2018, Ring described a potential feature that would use calls to 911 to automatically activate their video cameras as something that could exist in the not-so-distant future. Unsurprisingly, the company received a fair share of pushback due to the aforementioned egregious violations of privacy and personal liberties in service of creating a state-sanctioned surveillance network within residential neighborhoods, which, gross. Driveway shit levels of gross. In response to these criticisms, Ring released a control center for its app in January 2020 that theoretically allows users to opt out of receiving video requests from local police departments. Of course, this only kind of does what it's supposed to. And in that letter from the House Committee on Oversight and Reform we mentioned earlier, lawmakers actually noted that the feature doesn't prevent police departments from obtaining videos from people's doorbells with a warrant, which seems pretty bad since getting warrants to violate your rights is one of cops' favorite things to do. Can't get enough of those rights violations, cops. Like, if you know a cop, get them some human rights violations for their birthday. They'll love it. So, wow, this is just like the start of the video. Just the initial problems that come with sticking a camera on everyone's front door. There is still so much more video somehow! Aren't you excited? But before we continue, we must do our own little dystopian process of pushing these ads on you all! Watch them quick before my yard is completely dug up. Hey, Buck!